For me, a good community is a group of people who work together, support each other, and listen other opinions.
Uh, Community is a place where everyone feels comfort and where everyone respects each other. Also, I think community is a place where you not feel only comfortable, but where it's a place that you can open it and feel like really who you are. We no matter like what people around you are gonna say about you.
A good community is when people help each other, don't judge based on what they see, and actually get to know each other, even if they're from different like places and all that. They have to like in my mind that a good community should be together. Doesn't matter where you're from, what clothes you wear, what language you speak, and what religion you're from. That's what a good community is in my mind.
In reading class last year, we explored the notion of community by building a city as a 12th grade. This year, we made connections between critical thinking and statistics. And if you reason deeply about it, statistics is really about storytelling. And depending on which stories you tell or consume, you get to create your own reality. For the last episode of D-Stats Chats, I present you with a collection of stories from Oakland students who have graduated and have since started the adult part of their lives. It's been a huge privilege and a pleasure to bring you D-Stats Chats this year. Congratulations to you all, and I'll be seeing you at the graduation in the future. We begin with the question of what life was like after high school and end with some words of wisdom about the future. Take care of yourselves, keep your heads up, and let's figure out what life really was like after high school.
After graduating from high school, I found a job in dentistry, and like my mind was completely on like going to dental school, and I don't know, like getting my bachelor's in bio and everything, and I was like, yeah, I have to be a doctor because my mom wanted me to, and all of my friends are pre-med or pre-dental students, so I have to be like that too. So after graduating, I was like, I worked there for, I think, 6 months till January, which I quit in January. And I really didn't like it. I was shadowing him, the doctor, for 4 months, and other 2 months I was working in insurance part, working with like people and actually dealing with money. And I found it more interesting than being in like patient's mouth every day 24/7. And it was really like it was a risky job because it was pediatric dentistry. You were working with kids and they were just like crying all the time, screaming, and I couldn't handle that.
When I started at college, I heard people like, "Oh, college is hard. It's college like that, like this." It's depend on you. It's depend on the time that you put it yourself. Because if you put it the time that you have, that is more easier. It's more easier to go through everything that you had to do your work and stuff. And work at go to school is like it's pretty hard, but you gotta find the right time to work too. It's not about work. It's also about school. It's more important than work. You can work later after you finish college, but how do I say this? You gotta listen to yourself and put the time that you have. Time is go by quick. It gets quick every day, and you also gotta find the people that who wanna succeed. Also wanna have great future. You gotta be around with people that have more can motivate you. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing that I have a lot of people that helping me out.
Interesting.
I also ask a lot of questions. At high school, you're not gonna see me ask a lot of questions because you don't feel comfortable ask questions. But at college, you gotta ask a lot of questions if you want to learn.
I'm actually going to Merit
Merit.
because my major is nursing. So my life after high school is pretty much awesome.
Wow.
I guess more free time, major up. I got to take responsibility for myself because after high school I'm returning 18. So for in high school you able to make friends because teacher make you to do it. So we have to work in a group or in a community. You have to talk to other people. But in college, some professors gonna make you talk to other people, or some of them they're gonna say you just do your own. So basically, for my first semester in college, I got in a class math and biology. So for math class, we have to work as a group. So that's how we know each other. But for biology, it depends on professor. Some of them are really nice. They want you to talk and they want you to have the keep memorize of each other and their names. But some of them they don't care about you or other people. They just need you to turn on the work or do the work on time. That's all. So basically, at the end of the year, I like kindly remember only few names of my classmate in my class, and the rest I don't know them, or I don't even remember their face or their name. So I took the math and the biology and the chemistry, but I dropped out with chem at the very first day of class. I was so scared. Yeah. And it was a stupid idea ever because the consoler, they tell me, do not take biology and chem at the same time. But I did it at the same time. So if you did that, you don't even have time to study biology or chemistry. So I dropped out chemistry. And the professor were so hard. And I'm scared for the first time. So I just stay safe for now, and I will reapply came for the fall of 2020
Okay. Okay. Very good.
because I don't want to hurt my grades. But I've been a straight student.
Okay. Overall, it was kind of hard in the beginning. I'm not lying. Especially us because we came from different countries, different backgrounds, and we speak and we learn second language. It's now our first language.
Right.
So I didn't feel like I was fitting in my class, in my whole classes, because the way the teacher teach are different than the way that I know. So you have to find like a way to try to learn what the teacher say to you. It was also hard because I was having a lot of problems and I was taking care of my brother. I was dropping him off and then I was going to my classes. One more thing is that the teachers, they never told you what to do. You have to be responsible for your own self, and you have to know when things are done in order to be on track. Or if you don't do your homework or your exams or quizzes, you are probably not going to success in life. You have to find time to study and to do your homework. And only you know how long does that take you to write an essay or to do your homework. Because everyone is different. Others learn more quick than you. Others are more intelligent than you. So it depends on you and yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And you don't go to university to make friends or best friends. Everyone is there by yourself. The teachers are very strict. Some are nice, but the majority are very strict teachers. So it's hard to have communication with them. It's better if you know them. I mean, it's better if you go and talk to them by one, so you can know your teacher better.
I've spent probably most of my time in Japan training.
Oh, wow.
And then really just morning till pretty much midnight, just training. This has been my life for the last 3-4 years.
Oh my
Pretty
God.
aggressive with the judo thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
Mamba mentality, as always. So.
Wow. So are you wearing like an Olympics
Oh
thing?
yeah, I've came pretty far.
Holy shit, man. So are you part of the Olympic training regimen now? What's going on with that?
Um, kind of. Last year there was a trials,
Uh-huh.
and then I was seeded number 2.
In the United States.
Yes,
Wow.
and then so I went to the finals in the trial, but I was going in with a torn leg in my ankle, so that was kind of like a mental thing more than probably physical.
Right. And then how far did you get along in the trials?
I made it to the finals, and then I was winning the finals, and then I went for an attack, and then like my ankle gave out, and then I got countered, and then yeah, so now it's 2024 games,
Uh-huh.
not
Right.
2020. Most of my friends now, all they do is like drink and smoke,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that doesn't. My coach once told me, because I was having like a fear of missing out moment earlier a couple years ago, and I was just like, I'm risking my whole life to potentially get something I won't get. And I'm a chem major and a psych minor.
You're a chem major.
Yes,
Really? How did that happen? Where did that come from?
I wanted to become I think I still do maybe want to become a firefighter.
Uh-huh.
And then I was talking to a counselor, and she said we don't offer fire science, but a course in chemistry is required for fire science. So I said, F, I'm just going to chem major, and then I just took a class and ended up liking it.
Wow, really?
So
And you do well in chem. You're okay with that?
it was surprisingly fun. Yes.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's so dope. And you have a
Thank you.
psychology minor.
Yes.
And why did you add that on?
I was talking to one of my teachers. I go to my teacher's office hours regularly, just so I can like make sure I keep my grades up.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my English teacher. For some reason, she asked for my background in terms of like mental or whatever. So I just told that, and she says, especially if I wanted to be a coach in the future, maybe a psych or minor would be a little useful for you. And since you seem kind of like thrilled by talking about stuff like this, maybe you'll be a good psychologist.
Wow. I feel like it was crazy fast. Like it was fast paced, so I didn't like feel it perhaps. And so it was like socially, I felt like I found my social group and my social
Nice.
community.
Nice.
So it was nice to have that little social like group of friends that you go to when you need them. But in terms of like academically, it was challenging at times, but it was good too. Like it was, I don't know, it was just challenging enough for me to have to, handle it. I can handle it. I can manage it. Kind of.
What was the class that was the most difficult for you?
General chemistry.
Okay.
Yes.
General chemistry. And which class did you enjoy the most?
Did I enjoy the most? Oh, that's a nice question.
You just had fun learning what it was.
Probably biology.
Biology.
I had,
cool.
it was about evolution and stuff, so it was interesting.
Right on, very cool. And can I ask, what was your overall GPA first year?
Oh, I averaged about 3.5 for the year.
3.5, pretty cool.
Yes.
Right. And Anna, I'm sorry, Susanna, and what's your declared major?
I am a molecular and cell biology as of right now.
Yeah. Very cool. And Miss Anna, what are you majoring in? How is school for you?
I'm majoring in health education, and I'm thinking of minoring in race and resistance with nursing prerequisites. The first semester was great. Everything was like, it was like first time. I met like a lot of cool people. My professors, they were nice. But second semester was when everything was like, the classes were great, but then second semester everything just went downhill. It's just like I wasn't really enjoying it. Plus coronavirus came, and
Sure.
all that. Yeah.
Wait, did you enjoy having like students from OIHS at your school?
Well, yeah, we don't really. First semester, we had a schedule where, like, we usually see each other a lot. So we see each other a lot. I spent most of my time with Nyan. I spent most of my time with Chamatai, Alanud, Ahlam,
nice.
Lee, and a lot of them. We spent a lot of time together. But second semester was when, like, everybody was busy. Everybody was busy, You're like, hey, who's free? Oh, no, I'm not free. I'm not on campus. The most difficult class, I'll say English. It was very challenging because I didn't go for the intermediate English class. I went straight up to like the high level English class because I had a choice to either take like the English class where I would have to take it one semester and that's it, or I would have to take it first semester, second semester. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I went for that. And it was difficult, but not difficult. It was challenging. I liked it because, I learned a lot of stuff. It was about like, it has to do with a lot of like reading and about like self-reflection and stuff like that. So it was like, fun because most of the thing that we did in class was about us.
Right.
It was about like your major, what do you want to do? How do you feel as like, first semester student? Yeah. Other than that, my favorite class, I have a lot of favorite class.
Wow.
I had Brace and Resistance. Oh my God, my first semester was great. I was bragging about me having the best teachers ever. I had Brace and Resistance, my health education class, and yeah, but most of the time, all my teachers, they're just great. I had one teacher that bought like pizza for the whole class. And he was just there. It was like just great. Yeah.
What was life like for you after high school, particularly in that college world? What did you notice? What did you see?
Actually, a lot of things has been going on right now, especially after high school life. The transition is tough. I mean, like the transition between high school to college is tough, and dealing with college is also tougher. So about college life is like like it's actually like a 4 year or probably like 6 or 8 years of transition from from a military boot camp to the real bloody battle. It's like during 12 year at kindergarten to 12th grade, you have to go to school to learn like how to become adult,
Right.
and college I feel it is a transition where you have to learn and have to actually experience what adult life is like, and of course it's always tough, and the thing is like it's tough, but I have to take it as a chance to improve myself. Yeah.
Now, you go to UC Davis. What is your major over there?
So I told you when I was still in high school that I was going to major in sociology, right? But currently I just switched to something more interesting, something more about like community, more about society broader, which is CDM, which is like cinema photography, and digital media.
Oh, wow.
So basically, like, I'm learning how to become a director. Hopefully someday I'll work for Hollywood or who knows.
Wow.
It's like after by the end of my second quarter, my winter quarter, right? It's something it happened to me very quick. Like, I don't understand that moment, but like, okay, I realized that I learned sociology, right? I try to understand about the society, different societies in this planet, and I realized that what happened after understanding the society, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do something big. I want to do something to help people there. So I think about myself. I like my mind is actually developed and contribute by a lot of media, like social media, film, news, different things, And I think, okay, if I get into the field of cinematography, then I could do my purpose.
That's really cool, man. That's
Yeah.
so inspirational in so many ways. I'd like to ask you about the academic difficulty of the UC Davis system. How were your grades during that first and second quarter? And was it more or less difficult than you thought it was going to be before you started going to college?
It's really interesting to talk about this. Okay, so first thing I would say was a shame of me because like I was overconfident. I thought college was easy, man. Yeah, I thought like it was something that I just had to work, do my homework in order to pass class, in order to get the degree, right? But actually, no. Uh, on my first, so after my first quarter at UC Davis, it was like the toughest time in my life, I would say, because like I got into academic probation, which means that my GPA was under 2.0. But like through the entire of my high school records, my high school experience, I never even got a B.
Right.
So like I was like a student, like a good high school student who was always on top of everything, right? But suddenly everything changed. But actually, to be honest, I thought about suicide. So it was like it was very tough for me. And I got the reason why there were some college students who did that in the past, and it was totally understandable. And I thought, and then I just did not give up. I I took it as a chance of learning a lesson. Like I gave myself a lesson.
Right.
I taught myself a lesson, and and right now I'm still I'm trying to improve it. Yeah.
Now, what was that lesson?
So the lesson right here is, let me see. So before that, I had a very common definition of the word learning, education. Yeah. And the lesson that I got out from my my struggle was learning and education is something that could be different than the definition that we usually know. It's not just about like going to class, take notes and memorize things that you don't understand. Memorize things that doesn't make sense to you and have them on the test. That's not how I learn. And yeah.
How has your definition of learning changed? What is learning when you go to the university level, and how do you get respect from your peers and from the professors? What skill do you need?
So personally, for me, learning, or in another word, is education is not just go to school to get a degree eventually in order to have a job. So I don't know if you know Lao Tzu. He's an ancient Chinese philosopher once say that something can be done, but education is never done, right? So at that point, I realized that learning is a process of getting new things to your knowledge, to your universe, to your own universe. Like you are not just learn from classroom. You actually have to learn from society, community that you are living within, and friends and all this stuff, right?
Right. What university do you go to, and what is your major?
San Francisco State University. And right now I'm doing computer science.
Computer science, okay.
Yes.
And the majority of the classes that you've taken so far, have they been general ed classes, or have you been able to take courses in your major?
I started taking courses on my major last semester, but I needed to drop off those classes because the timing was not right for me. It didn't fit my schedule as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to drop them, and I was taking my HDD class and also math requirement classes that are for the major.
And what's the math requirement for that major?
Right now is all being calculus.
Okay, calculus, AB.
Yeah.
How difficult have your classes been? How is your GPA?
My GPA, it's been, I would say it's low, especially right now. Right now, I feel like it's, I don't know, probably a 2 something.
Okay, you're staying above
something
it.
like that. It's got very low because, of course, for everything that's going on, and especially because this semester I was a little bit off at the beginning of the semester. There was a lot of things going on, and I missed a lot of my classes at the very beginning. And the thing was that this semester, one of my classes, it was a whole a lot of things going on as well. Because my original teacher, she was pregnant, so she had to go off because she needed to have her baby.
Sure.
And then another professor came as a substitute, right? And then we were not even halfway of the semester when he has to leave as well because his wife was about to have the baby. And I was like, what's up with all these babies,
Wow.
But so it was crazy. And then we just keep having substitutes. So that was crazy. And yeah, so it was very hard to, do the things because substitutes are just not, they're never being, as good as a teacher.
Right.
So that was that. But it was good. I mean, my GPA is not at my best right now, but let me see. The classes, they're not that difficult. It's just that I need to be a little bit more on task.
Got you.
So I've been a little bit way too relaxed.
Okay.
I would say that. Definitely, I'm being a little lazy. A lot lazy.
Why are you being lazy?
I don't know. I feel like, you know how you like something, but you're not feeling connected to it, Because I like school. I like being in school. I like to be learning stuff, but it's just that when I'm maybe what the classes are about, they're just not my thing, and I don't, and I don't really focus on much because I don't really care about what they're teaching, That's the thing. But they're general education classes and I need to, take them. That's the whole point. So I'm just trying to deal with it.
I think that in high school we talk so much about college, but we never talk about majors and what the joy of learning is.
Yeah.
And I think something that happens unfortunately is that a lot of students, particularly students of color, who are maybe the first to go to college, you think, okay, I'm here, I should be enjoying this, but I'm not. I'm becoming lazy. And it's because you're learning the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the wrong major, basically. And that's why people on average change their majors about 3 or 4 times, right? Because
Yeah.
you're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. And that's very important because even until right now, I'm not 100% sure that what I'm doing is actually what I wanted to do.
Right.
But I mean, it depends on every university. But in San Francisco State, they have, I don't know if it's a department or something, but they have this thing where like you can go. And it's kind of like an exam, I guess you can call it, but it has like different activities and stuff. And it basically kind of like narrows all the things you're interested in, like some majors and stuff, and it narrows to like a small, I don't know, like amount of numbers, so it will be a lot easier for you to, I guess, choose, or maybe try to take a class, see if you like it, and then if you don't, you can just drop it between the time they give you, because they also give you like 2 weeks before, like, it will affect your GPA and stuff.
Ooh, I think I had a lot of fun after high school because I didn't have anything to do other than work. But I think I did a lot of money spending. I spent a lot of money on excitement and adventures and a lot of social hanging with my friends, staying out late. So yeah, I think I spent a lot of money doing a whole bunch of nothing, short circuit fun stuff.
Yeah, joy.
Too many
You had joy in
concepts.
your life, but it cost
Yeah, I
you
had a
money.
lot of fun because I didn't have to worry about schoolwork.
How many hours a week were you working?
33 or 34, I think.
Okay, so like low
So,
30s.
Not complete full time, but majority.
And when you look back on sort of the fun that you had and just kind of enjoying your life, was it worth it? It was good? It was meaningful?
Yeah. I kind of it's sad now because it's like I miss those things. I'm at Carrington College.
Where is that?
In San Leandro. It's like it's not a medical school, but I'm studying medical right now. I'm doing dental assisting.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, it's just a 6-term program. I'm on my first right now in second week, and I don't know. It's difficult. It's not difficult, but I feel like I wish I was on campus, being that I started school, because it's a different vibe. Like we only have 2-hour classes, 4 days a week, but I'd rather have 4-hour classes 4 days a week to feel like I'm absorbing all the information that I'm supposed to be.
So when you take these
I don't know.
classes, what's the format? Just a professor's lecturing and you just take notes?
Yeah, it's lecturing and notes, and then we, at the end of classes, we have, she gives us like 4 assignments each week. So this is week 2. So far I've had to do a PowerPoint slide, 2 essays, and 4 written responses to every topic, and just reading chapter by chapter. But it's weird because I can't get all of I feel like I just don't have all the information because I'm not with my peers, with my instructor. I just have to like kind of go off of what I know, or like do the best I can with what they've given me.
Are they assigning you letter grades for this?
Yes, I'm currently at an A, but it's only week 2.
And then you said it's 6 sessions or 6 sets?
Oh, what, 6, terms?
Yeah, 6 terms.
Yeah, so I guess like it's for dental assisting, they call it 6 terms because in each term you're supposed to be achieving 1 certificate, and you should leave with at least 5 certificates at the end to be a registered dental assistant.
And then how long does it take to get all those certificates?
About a year or 2, but you can stay longer if you want to do things like dental hygiene. Like if you want to be a dental hygienist, it has to do an extra 2 years, and like I think they said like 150 hours externship.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
so it's like a lot of work.
And how much more money do you get by being a hygienist versus an assistant?
I think she said like, they didn't tell us the difference in hygiene and assisting, but I think like if I was to get a job, let's say if I the dental assisting and orthodontics, I'm supposed to be achieving 6 figures once I get all my stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see.
Got
I
it.
have to get into an office and stuff.
So for me, because I was like really scared to fail for my classes. I was studying really hard. First semester I got all A's in my classes. I got 1B in math because I'm not really good at math. But yeah, and it's really difficult actually. It's like if you really work hard, you're gonna you're gonna pass, but like it's not as easy as like, you know, high school. Like I would say high school was like hella easy, like really easy to get an A. But in college you would really need to work your ass off.
Well, right after high school, it was more chill because it was just the summer, and I was just like, you know, I was just enjoying my summer.
Right.
But I also already knew that I was gonna go to an internship because I already had an application. I signed up, and they accepted me.
And what is that internship?
It's year up, just like year up, not like the continent.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a training program for people who from between the ages of 18 and 26, I believe. And it just helps people get into the tech industry. So it's a training program for people who want to get into tech, basically. And it's basically 5 months of training. So we have like it's like college, sort of. So there's just a bunch of, you know, instructors training us on how, like, you know, how to behave in a, you know, more corporate setting, you know, and also learn about, you know, coding, programming, IT stuff, but also like, you know, how to conduct a meeting, you know, have meeting notes, and also all the lingo that they use in the corporate America. And then the other 6 months of the program is actually in an internship. Like they place you at one of their corporate partners, and you get to intern there as either IT, project management, cybersecurity, QA, quality assurance, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's all.
And which one of those were you placed in?
I was in the IT role. So.
And how did you get hooked up with Year Up at the end of your high school career?
Well, there's 2 different ways. I don't remember his name. He I think he still works at OHS. I think it was Nick. Yeah, he was just asking me like what I'm doing after college, and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna take a gap year, or after high school. And I was like, I'm just gonna take a gap year because I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm certain that I don't want to go to college right away. And so he just told me about Europe, and he's like, you know, his friend did it, and he got a job right after, and now he's just, you know, he's chilling, you know, financially. So I was like, all right, I might as well do that. You know, I don't really have anything else to do. So I did that. Took his advice, and then also I told about it to my friend, and he was like, oh yeah, I know someone that works at Salesforce that actually went through a Euro and got the job. I was like, all right, let me do this then. So then I applied, and now I'm still there. I'm at my internship and have 2 more months left, 2 months and a half to like graduate from the program. Yeah.
So one big advice, and I would say everybody keeps saying that to any high school that's about to graduate, is like always ask for help. And I think that's the biggest advice that anybody can give you. Always ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be shy. Nobody will help you if you're not asking for help, because they wouldn't know if you need help or not. And second advice would be communicate. Be talkative in classes. Raise your hands. Ask questions. Go to office hours. We also have
they also provide us with office hours with professors, like one-on-one. You also can do a meeting with them. You can talk to your counselors if you're not feeling well. You have a lot of options in college, but you just need to look out for them. Like that, you would find flyers all over the place, but people still don't know about these options. So like, always look around. Always try to find what fits you. So don't be shy, and always ask for help. I would say.
Lovely.
And I would say in Arabic, as you asked me to, دائما اسألوا اطلبوا المساعدة دائما. لا حد يستحي، لا حد يكون يستحي، ولا حد بيساعدكم إذا أنتم ما تطلبوا المساعدة، لأنه ما بيعرفوا إذا تحتاجوا مساعدة أو لا. always دائما اطلبوا مساعدة. yeah.
Okay. In terms of advice, I would say don't stack up your work until the last minute. Like, don't procrastinate or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because like it feels good at the moment, but when it adds up, it's not it. So don't procrastinate. Like, try to find your circle of friends too. I feel like that's important for me, because having that group of friends, like school can be hard at times. So then you need that kind of like friends to cheer you up, or like go get grab a smoothie or a drink together. So that time is refreshing. Find your community, and also join extracurricular activities, like clubs and organizations. So yeah.
Susanna, did you have time to do that while you were doing school, like extracurricular?
I did, but I feel like I had time, but I feel like I did not do it. So I'm gonna step up on that.
Right. Now, did you work part-time while you were in your first year?
I did in my second semester.
You worked second semester. Okay. How many hours a week did you work?
Probably like 10, 15 sometimes.
10 to 15 hours a week. And did you work on campus or off campus somewhere?
On campus.
On campus. Doing what?
The last moment was just trying to convince students who are accepted to Berkeley to come to Berkeley and join the summer bridge program that we have at Berkeley. Okay. So I was just like on phone calls with students and just answering their questions, helping them out.
For me, that I learned for myself, and I'm giving it to you, that right after high school, you need to have a job. That's the most importantly. And attend college, or you can take a gap year if you like, and you find yourself outside the world. And after that, you'll be able to find yourself, and you're going to be like, know what you're doing. Because some of my friends, when I got out of high school, they go straight to college or university. But right after a year, they like stressful and they want to change the major. So I think it's going to be a hard time if you like decide what to do and you go right after it, but you're not ready for it, so you're going to be failed. So I don't want it to happen to you guys. So after high school, you can find a job, or you can like give you a break and be able to meet new people and learn from them, like new experiences. That's the most importantly. Yeah. And stay on point of everything. Don't let people like get you down. Always look up and always think positive. Yeah.
I'd say for those who don't know what they're going to do right out of high school, I don't think you should fight for figuring out what to do, because it took me 2 years to figure out something that I think I'll be passionate in. And even now, I'm not sure if this is going to stick with me, but I just say don't pressure yourself to figure out what you're going to do after high school. Just take it day by day, work a little bit so you feel independence, and just try and make sure that you're handling business outside of having fun. Like, you shouldn't just let yourself go because you don't have an 8 a.m. schedule to go to class.
I feel like the most important thing is just try it, You're never going to know how something is or how you will feel in that situation if you've never been in it. And I feel like there is a lot of like pros and cons about college, because it definitely can be very stressful, especially in this time. But, at the long run, it could also be benefit you. And I mean, the experience and the people you meet, that's like a whole like different thing than the people you meet in high school.
Okay.
Let's just say that, because there will be a lot of new people you will meet, a lot of new perspectives, and you'll find yourself in a place where maybe you're like, oh, you know, and you change as well, and things are like the things that are fine for you, like when you were in high school and stuff, you're not gonna be looking at it and I was like, I should have done something better, you know, I should have maybe been a little bit more open, or you know, I don't know, just it's a whole new experience that you can learn from. And I feel like it's not an obligation for you to do it, but I mean, at least you can try it. If you try it and then you don't like it, it's fine. Like, you know, it's not gonna be like the end of the world.
I just wanted to say, like, to all the students, just care about yourself. Don't care about what other people say. Do whatever you're passionate about, and follow your dreams. Don't even care about what your family says. Like, if your mom says like you have to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, do whatever you want. If you want to go in an art field, if you like, you have to be the best in what you are. It doesn't matter like if you're a doctor or I don't know, a producer in like music and everything. Like, just do whatever makes you happy, and it's a way to go. Just watch movies, like try to learn a lot of vocabs, and you'll make a lot of more friends in college if you can actually communicate.
You just gotta you just gotta listen to yourself more, and like start getting uh start getting people idea for people. You know, you gotta be yourself more. And I know that, you know, where before, where I was about to go to college, people be like, "Oh man, you should go to SS State like that." You know, I used to listen to people that like told me to go to SS State, and you know, at first my opinion was to go to community college because I want to save them money more. Then later, I decided to go to SS State because I feel like I have people there too. I have people there to support me, so I don't feel like alone. That's why I choose SS State. And you know, don't listen to people that will tell you like, "Oh, you go to community college, or you probably not gonna be like better than me." You know, don't even listen to people like that who tell you that. And do your own thing. At the end of the day, do your own thing. You're gonna be people that will tell you that you're not gonna be better than. You're gonna be better than one day.
Join clubs. Like for example, like, you know, join clubs that are like that you think are beneficial for you, especially, you know, you don't want to join clubs where like there are like certain fraternity and those type of groups. They're fun at times, but you shouldn't be like, you know, first year I don't recommend it. But like you should join clubs that are like, for example, fun, that interests you. Like, let's say anime club, because like anime club, for example, they might be watching anime, but then when it's time for exam, they'll be helping you with your homework. They'll be helping you with your exam. What do you need and what are you lacking in? And you should also like join tutoring, because tutoring helps a lot. Even if, you know, you don't really understand the class content, if you go to tutoring once every like week, you'll be able to understand and catch up to your classes. And another thing I would say will be going to office hours. Because in class, you know, you don't get to ask all your questions, and teachers, they love to interact with their student. They love to know more about their students. So I would say you should go to office hours. Even though you don't have any questions, you should just go to office hour and get to know your teachers, because I would say that's the easiest way to, you know, to win it. Your professors, they will be recommending you to other people.
Right.
For example, if you're looking for jobs and stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, hey, actually, there's this thing going on here. There's this thing going on here. So you might have a chance where they might recommend you to some of their colleagues so you can help them. And I will also advise them to seek out for counseling. Like, the advising center, you should go there, and then if you're not sure about your classes, you should go there so they can help you with your classes, because you might be like, oh, I know what classes I'm taking and I'm prepared, I already know, but there are some times where you're like, wait, they're not offering this class here, so what am I supposed to do? So I think that you should always go to advising center and ask for help. And don't be afraid to drop classes or put them as credit, not credit, when you feel like you're failing the class. Because most of the time you're like, I like this class and it's very interesting. And by the time you're already failing the class and you're like, what should I do? So if the drop-in time passed already, you should put the class as credit, not credit. And then that helps a lot. Also, don't be afraid to enjoy yourself sometimes, but don't party a lot, because that essay is due. It's not gonna wait for you. It's not gonna wait for you, but there are multiple parties that are gonna be on campus. A lot of parties that are everywhere. I'm telling you, a lot of events that you can join, but that essay is not gonna wait for you. When it's due, it's due. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just build on
please.
something? Yeah. So, in terms of partying, don't party too hard. Or just don't neglect your schoolwork until the last minute. Like I said, try to find that medium balance, between your social life and your academics. And also in terms of the clubs that she said, you can join the fun clubs, like anime clubs, but I also recommend the school related courses. So for example, me, I am in the biology scholars program, so I get mentoring services and stuff like that. So also you can join the fun clubs, but also try to join into the clubs that are related towards your goal. If you're trying to get to medical school, if you're you can join engineering clubs and stuff. So I definitely recommend that too. But yeah, I agree with everything that Anna said too.
Yeah. I'll add a couple of stuff. For example, the clubs that Susanna is talking about, there are in every campus, I think there are many student organizations, for example, Black Student Organization, Black Student Union, Latino Union. There are many organizations where even if you feel like you don't belong somewhere, at least there is a place where you feel like you belong there, because for example, there is the Black Student Union at SF State, so I go there all the time, and they provide me mentoring, and they also just come there and you go to the center, you just go there, chill, you know what I mean? Sometimes they have popcorn, sometimes they watch movies, so it's very fun, but also they're there to help you, so you shouldn't be afraid to seek out for help. Also taking notes, you have to be good at taking note.
And
you have to be good at taking note, because you don't want to slack off. The teachers, they're not gonna hand out the notes to you, so you have to be good at taking note. And if you're gonna skip class, you should be aware that you have to have a buddy in that class. You know what I mean? You can't just skip class, but you need to have a buddy in that class where you can always go to that person and be like, oh, hey, how was class today? Did you take note? Can I see it? Is there anything that I need to do? Because, you can't just skip class like that. Even if they're not taking attendance, there are some times where teachers will do pop quiz just to see who's in class, who comes to class. You know what I mean? And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, about asking for help, I think it's really, really important, because not like the students or the teachers are not expecting you to know everything in the class, so it's very important that you seek help when you need it. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that too.
Yeah, because teachers, they love helping students, and if they're busy, they will tell you they're busy, but you should go to office hours and catch up to your friends. And if you have a friend that you guys have the same major together, make sure you guys take some class together. That way you can study together and you won't feel like you're alone all the time.
Right. Now, you've been out of the high school classroom for a year. Do you miss high school at all, or does it feel like that was childhood?
I miss high school.
You do? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I miss it too. Like, it was fun.
Oh, fuck it. Am I allowed to curse? I won't curse. Stop messing around. Stop fucking around and just get it done. Like, there's a lot of temptations out there, but those quick temptations will soon ruin your life in the long run. So I would definitely recommend that, or tell myself to just stay on track.
My advice would be that they know how to manage time and be punctual to classes, to do their homework. Try to have good communication with the teacher, because that will help you a lot in the future. And try to not put a lot of pressure on yourself. Try to take things slow but on track. If you have a homework that is due on Tuesday, try to work Monday, Sunday or Saturday, 3 days. If for you take a lot of time, but if you are very quick to do homework, study for your quizzes and exams, because those are the hardest things.
Just take it as a beautiful experience for yourself to I mean, yeah, just try it, like, just try it. So please, so if you struggle somewhere in your life, especially like life after high school, then take advantage of your struggle, because like you could learn a lot of things from your struggles, whether you are at college or you're at somewhere else,
I guess don't really, like, I don't know, do what you want to do. Don't be conditioned by what other people tell you, and don't be afraid of doing what you want to do. Because at the end, if you have people who are willing to help you, you go far. And that's not only like, most people are like, it's, white people get away with stuff because they're white and they have money. But at the same time, I'm like, I also work at Starbucks, and just by the people I've known there, like, I've grown relationships with them. And like, I don't know, it's just weird seeing like a whole working class, supporting each other. I would have never thought, because most of the time there was just everyone's angry because they're just like, I need to get paid, pay the bills, and live, sort of way. But at the end, I just realized that no, it's more than, it's support. If you have a good support system, you can go far. So I feel like, my advice for seniors graduating would be, make sure to have connections with people, and make sure that those connections are genuine, and you'll go far, I guess.
Easter Island. Everyone is welcome to our community. Elham, go ahead.
I think our community is really kindness.
Kind.
Because everyone was happy to help each other.
If I ask Mr. Daniel which door leads to freedom, what would he say? And she said, his.
Yeah, but she's singing it.
Okay. She said his, yeah? How could you believe her? How could you believe her?
Door. And then I said that it wasn't his door, it was hers.
So how could you believe her?
Oh yeah, and then you tell her it wasn't his door, it was hers.
Yes.
I got a question.
Like, it doesn't matter what question you would ask, what answer they wouldn't say, but this
Mr. Daniel, he is the worst teacher ever.
Mr. Daniel is so bad at teaching.